Hi everyone, Jay Haig at Living Without Lust with our 10th and final video in this series of the most asked questions online about lust, pornography, and sexual addiction. Today's question is probably the most sublime and deep of any of the questions we've dealt with so far. And it's this question: what is the purpose of my struggle with lust and pornography? That's a very important question, and it's a question that sometimes takes a long time to ask and even a greater time to answer. The best answer I can give is that the reason that I struggle with lust and porn, and the reason that many of us do, is that we need to have our relationship with God healed. The problem with many of us, even if we're Christians, is that we often charge off in a direction trying to do great things for God, using our strength, using our talents. And we find ourselves within a period of 5, 10, 20 years collapsing. We find ourselves in crisis because our character defects and our addictions have taken over. And so one of the purposes of struggling with this disease of addiction and lust is that we begin to understand that it's those who hunger and thirst after righteousness. It's those who have a wound that begin to depend on God in a greater fashion. They bring Jesus into their struggle. They realize how dependent they have always been on Him but never realized it. And so this addiction is part of what brings us to the end of our independence, the end of our relying on self. And we begin to really trust God for the first time. We begin to invite Him into our struggles. We begin to give our struggles over to Him. And as we do this, we become more intimately connected with God, because that's what we're looking for, this real, authentic connection. Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 12 talks about his thorn in the flesh. We don't know what it was. He doesn't specify, but he says he pleaded with God 3 times to take it away in prayer. And God said to him, "My grace is sufficient for you." So the more Paul was in touch with his weakness, the more he appropriated the grace, mercy, and presence of God. So the purpose of our addiction is to bring us into greater intimacy with God. But there's another reason, and that reason is that God wants us to reach other people, other broken people, particularly the people that struggle with the same issue that we struggle with. Paul went on to write that to the weak he became weak to win the weak. He went on to list several groups of people he would like to build a bridge to. And when we're weak, the people who we can reach are also weak. And so we build a bridge of shared struggle, shared difficulty, and we begin to work together to overcome our weakness. Many people who are weak will not go to the strong because the strong look superior, the strong look as if they have it all together. The strong look as if they will not understand. But the weak understand. The weak understand the struggle. And when we take our lust struggle into the lives of other people, and we begin to share with them the ways that we have overcome it and the ways that we're still trying to overcome it day by day, we begin to build bonds of ministry the way nothing else can. So if you're asking God or asking someone else, what's the purpose of my having this struggle? It's at least twofold. It is to build a different, more dependent, more intimate relationship with God on the one hand, and also then to build bridges of unity and shared ministry with those who struggle as we do. As we live into that lifestyle, we begin to understand the purpose of Christianity, the meaning of the gospel, the form of our destiny as we look forward to the city that is not made with hands, when all sin, all struggle, all pain will be ultimately removed. And together we move toward that destiny. So I hope you've enjoyed these 10 series of videos. Visit our website at www.livingwithoutlust.com for more information. Again, if you want, contact me at j@livingwithoutlust.com. Be happy to respond to you. If you want us to speak or minister to your Christian leadership group, we'd be happy to do that as well. So please stay in touch with us. If you want to be on our e-news monthly newsletter, we'll be happy to put you on that list as well if you send us your email. God bless you, and thank you for viewing these videos.